Itu udah mute ya? Udah mute. So we should mute. Make that. Okay, it's mute already. Mute. Okay, good.
Sudah ada
Prof Eiji. I'm sorry, this is for the paperwork. When you sign here, number 3. Okay.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay. Today we will have a guest lecture session with Professor Eiji Matsura with the topics of boron neutron capture therapy and its application for targeted cancer therapy. The participants in the Zoom meeting, if you have any question after, you can ask the question after the session and chat in the chat box or raise hand. Yeah. Okay. The first session is a lecture session, and we will give the time to Professor Eiji Matsura, PhD. He is a special appointed professor from Okayama University, and also he is also a young professor from our Faculty of Pharmacy, Universitas Indonesia. Thank you for coming, Prof. Eiji Matsura. The time is yours.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for inviting me to give my recent topics regarding boron neutron capture therapy. So this is maybe 4th, 5th times to visit here, and I also give several times at University of Indonesia. And previously, I presenting the topics of atherosclerosis issues, and now Rani strongly proposed me about the cancer therapies. So the audience is not so many, so just feel free to talk question if you have the time. Any times will be fine. So, the boron neutral therapy. Before these topics, I briefly introduce my universities. Okay. So I'm also graduated from the Okayama University, and after then I moved to United States for research associate. Actually, I stay at the National Jewish Center for Immunology and Respiratory Medicine in Denver, Colorado. After that, I a little bit come back to the company, Japanese company, namely Yamasa Shoyu, Yamasa Soy Sauce Company. They are very, very interesting to establish the diagnostics systems and also monoclonal antibodies. So this is the reason why I invited to the company.
Iya. Jam habis makan.
And then after coming back in 1989, I became the Okayama University professor, and I start working in the cancer therapy, namely a BNCT. Okay. And major, as I explained, a major interesting of me is autoimmune infectious immunity mediated atherosclerosis. And also, about 12 years ago, we start operating the molecular imaging center, namely OMIC, Okayama Medical Innovation Centers. And also now we are working with the theranostics. I try to explain what is the theranostics in cardiovascular medicine. And today's I just introduced theranostics in oncology, cancer field. By now, I published about 209 original paper written in English, and I also joined the Congress, totally 217 by April 2024. And I also hold more than 30 number of the patent. So just in case all of you are interested, I can give the PDF file of the today's presentation. So you can visit to the website of research map and ORCID and Google Scholars. Okay. Okay. This slide represented the percent of the leading cause of the death. So in our population in Japan, not only in Japan, the worldwide, 30%, 1/3 population was died by atherosclerosis, and also same percent, 30% died by cancer disease. Okay. So just briefly into this Okayama and our universities. You know, this is a whole map of Japan, and Okayama is located in the western part. Sorry, is it okay? Western part of Japan, and it is very easy access from Tokyo. Only 1.5 hours, less than 1.5 hours by plane, and also 33.5 hours by Shinkansen, new express railways. And circumstance, environment is very perfectly good for lead. This is the main campus of the Okayama University and the symbol building. In the center, there is a building for a library. Okay, Okayama University is a comprehensive university, and we have 10 faculties and 8 graduate school associated from to the 10 faculties. And we have special institute and University of Hospital. Okay, a few minutes ago, our colleagues discussed with me what is the world ranking of the Okayama University. So total ranking, world ranking is about 400 and not so much, but particularly in medicine, okay, worldwide ranking is 260 and the top 7 in Japan. And not only medicine and plant sciences, also top 5 in Japan, and you know, architecturology is also top university on number 3. So as I mentioned briefly a few minutes ago, I operated the new imaging center, and we installed a cyclotron, which generated nuclide for detecting by PET imaging systems. And also, we have the photo laboratory to chemically synthesize with this kind of nuclide to the chemical, for example, biological material and so on. And we also have 2 types of PET imaging camera. One is a big imaging system for human, and the other is for small animals, namely a rodent, a mouse, and rat. Okay, not only PET imaging system, we have MRI, as you know, CT, computer tomography, ultrasound, and SPECT, and fluorescence imaging system, and bioluminescence imaging system. So we can choose the combination of the multimodal, such kind of multimodal material instrument for the purpose of the research. So our center has been open to anybody. So if you're interested, you can use by visiting to our university. Okay, this is an example. In the beginning, we took imaging photos by using specific antibodies to cancer. You know, this is the part of xenograft tumor area, and we inject the antibody labeled with kappa 64. So what happened is by circulating this kappa 34 through the IV injection and come into the tumor area due to the specificity to the cancer. Because the antigen recognized by antibody is also expressed on the tumor area. So this is the therapeutic strategy. Once we prepare the antibodies labeled with kappa 64 injected in IV injection, we can, this kind of the antibody reached to the tumor area. So if we do the quantitative or qualitative analysis, we can detect the tumor region, where is the tumor region, and also we can evaluate the therapeutic activity. So this slide, I try to explain the general workflow for the diagnosis and therapy, because after that I have to want to emphasize and explain what is the theranostics, okay? If the patient has discomfortable pain, of course you are going to the hospital. clinic. And clinician try to check the clinical history and try to do the physical exam and the diagnostic test in blood and focus. Then we try to do the comprehensive diagnostic review and to decide the therapy plan. So this therapy plan is okay. We finish, we become to be the health, and one thing, post-treatment monitoring have to be done. That's all. But most of the case, you know, unsuccessful case, we have to go around this circle. Okay, so we have to always do the both therapy and diagnosis separately. Okay, today's topics is cancer theranostics. This is a slide for the graduate and bachelor student. What is a cancer overview? Cancer is a disease in which some of the body cells growing uncontrollably and spread to the other part of the body. So this is the mechanism of how we can get cancers. Little bit more, explain more details one by one. We have normal cells, but once we can get the mutation, the failure to repair DNA damage. You know, we can get some initial tumor proliferation. This is abnormal cells. And then we also obtain the variant cells increase the growth potential very quickly, proliferation cells. And then we expanding the so-called bad cells. So this is the mechanism to develop the cancers. Okay, so this is also demonstrated. What is the cancer risks? We have totally big three groups. Endogenous host factor, so by own cells. So gender, age, genetics, immunity, and growth factor, inflammation and infection, and metabolic stage, and hormone. I don't want to talk more detail, but we have many risk factors for the endogenous by ourselves. And also, we categorize another group, environmental factor. This is also exogenous. So infectious agent, food contamination, and UV exposure is also, and environmental carcinogenesis, which was already identified. Last group is the exogenous lifestyle factors, obesity, and dietary habit, and smoking, drinking, and energy intake. So obesity is very, very high risk for develop the cancer also. Okay, I just back to the cancer diagnosis. This is the conventional approach. So number one is first pathological test, biopsy. Maybe you can experience the also diagnostic test, namely a biopsy, histological assessment. Then physical examination, regular checkup, and the serological blood targeted biomarker we can measure to identify the cancer. And we also test urine fees and the endoscopy to see the bleeding and the abnormality. And recently, our laboratory also tried to do the imaging testing, namely X-ray or computed tomography, MRI. And this slide indicated the conventional approach of the therapy part. Okay, if we can diagnose you have the cancer, what we can do? Number one, surgical removement. Okay, for completely remove the original lesion, or also ease pain release. Okay, remove the pain. Also, surgical action can be helpful. And then we are choosing the radiotherapy by X-ray or gamma ray. And then also we try to do the chemotherapies. So this is a very difficult therapeutic way. And we have some disadvantage and also advantages. And so it's kind of the balance of the advantage and disadvantage. So regarding the novel, more recent cancer therapy is what? So number one is target therapy, precisional medicine. So we can screen the full genome sequences and the oncological sequence of nuclear. So we can also identify exactly what kind of tumor was developed in the individual patient. And then we can try to insert this gene or antisense and so on. And also I categorize by a different way, the gene therapy. So we can use a DNA, RNA, antisense, and oligonucleotide delivery to cell nucleus. So to kill the cancer cells. And today's one of the today's topics, neutron capture therapy. What is the neutron capture therapy? And the photodynamics therapy, so-called PDT. I try to explain. So maybe somebody will is known well about the boron neutron capture therapy, BNCT. Okay, we used boron 10 as a BNCT drugs. Okay, once we expose boron 10 by thermal neutrons, which can be generated by nuclear reactor, okay? Then lithium nucleus and alpha particle was decayed and from the boron 10. Both lithium 7 nucleus and the alpha particle really induce the apoptosis in the cells. Okay, So the point, a very important point is once we can deliver these boron-10 drugs only inside the cancer cells, we can kill cancer, only cancer cells, not surrounded normal cells. So this is the principle of neutron therapy. Therapy. Okay. Another term, what is the theranostics? Is an innovative concept of medical modality featuring a portmanteau of therapeutic and diagnostic system. This was already coined in 2002. Not so novel term, but still development of the this kind of technology is under the development. Okay, and to establish a good theranostics function, we required totally 3 elements. Okay, number 1 is drug delivery system, DDS device, and number 2, how we can deliver the DDS system to the cancer region, target tumor areas. And number 3 is, how we can kill the cancer cells, namely, what is the effector cells? So in case of BNCT therapy, we use the, as I mentioned, B10, boron-10 drugs. Okay, this is the figure of the whole BNCT therapy, concept of the whole therapy. Theranostics is combined terms, therapy plus diagnosis, okay? So we developed the drug delivery system encapsulated with a boron cluster as an effector molecule. And we can label it with nuclide recognized by PET imaging, okay, here. And also to get the specificity to the cancer target region, we also labeled with the specific antibodies. SCFV is a single short chain variant of IgG. IgG have the molecular weight of 150 kilodalton, so huge molecule. It is very difficult to do the attached surface of the this types of DDS. So we prepared a shortened type, small sized antibody variant, but still specific to the cancer. Okay, these types of drugs inject into the human bodies. Due to the specificity of the antibodies variant, this DDS system come into the tumor area. Okay, then we expose the neutron sources from the nuclear reactor. Previous slide, as I mentioned, decayed lithium nuclei and particle, alpha particle, and these are induced to the apoptosis. Okay, this is the concept of the theranostics. So I try to explain just briefly one by one. What is the drug delivery system we have been establishing? Okay, this is a novel micelle type biodegradable polymer. Okay, and this polymer composed of polysulfonic acid, which has a high polarity. Okay, and also joined with polylactic acid. Okay, this is kind of the formed kind of the helix, alpha helix. So and also due to the hydrophobicity, if we dissolved this kind of polymer in a chloroform or organic solvent and quickly dry up to remove the organic solvent and then resuspended in the water solvent. What's happened? These types of polymer formed self-aggregated micelles. And the inside is hydrophobic polylactic acid location. And outside polysulcosin. Okay. And this technology are already patented and collaborated with Japanese companies. Okay, this slide indicated the biodistribution of the micelle type particle. We don't need care about what kind of the effector molecule contained inside the particle. We just prepared ICG. This is a indocyanine green fluorescence dye labeled with DDS particle, and we injected intravenously into the mice. This was genografted with tumors. So this area, back tail, there is solid tumors. So we injected this fluorescence dye labeled DDS carrier into the tail vein. And after 0 time and 3 days, we monitoring the biodistribution of the particle by due to the fluorescence dyes. And this is the time course of the accumulation in the tumor areas. So this data really indicated about 12 hours, half days to 1 days, maximum accumulation was observed in the tumor area. So we can choose the administration timing and the imaging timing and the evaluation of the efficacy at 24 hours after the injection. Okay, second topic, what is the target molecule? As I mentioned, target molecule labeled with the particle is very important to deliver this kind of the DDS into the tumor area. And why is, we can provide this technology for the by the molecular imaging, and also we can deliver the effector molecule to the specifically deliver to the tumor region. So we have already decided to choose to prepare the single chain FV. This is the short chain IgG, specific to the methylserine. Maybe you may already know what is the methylserine. Methylserine is only express a small amount of normal fluid, pericardium and peritoneum. But once tumor was generated, surface of the tumor cells, this kind of methylserine antigen is highly expressed. So if we, idea is if we prepare the highly specific single chain FV to the methylserine we can deliver the DDS carrier into the regions. And benefit is we can also specifically deliver the effector molecule, and also we can monitor the efficacy of the this kind of DDS derivative containing the B10 drugs. Okay. So this is just briefly mention schematic diagram of the how we can prepare the single chain FV of the anti-methicillin antibodies. We have the library of human lymphocyte in tonsil, okay, and we obtain the total RNA and the cDNA preparation, and then we construct a specific gene of the single chain FV antibodies. This is the sequence of the vector. And finally, we establish very stable and short size variant of the Eiji. Okay, this is also similar data. And also this is a single chain FV and conjugated with chelator, because this chelator is very important for attachment of the, in this case, zirconium-89, which is also recognized by PET imaging, okay? Instead of kappa-64 at the moment. And you can see this is a normal, this is a full length of the anti-methicillin IgG. You can see the distribution of the antibody, full length of antibody in the tumor area. And also single SCFV, we can demonstrate it to stay the same places. Okay, we have established a two clone, H1A050. This is really specific to methicillin, and only this methicillin single chain we accumulated in the tumor. This is as a control, okay? So we have already established a target molecular, okay? And this is a summary of the from the previous literature by other groups. Okay, we listed the from the papers methicillin expression was occurred or not. Okay, for example, this is the immunofluorescence technology, and the fluorescence technology, or E is ELISA systems. So all plus group methicillin antigen positive. And what we are doing, we just use the same tumor antibody, tumor cell lines to see the single chain FV variant reactivity to individual cells. You can see that all methicillin antigen positive cell was also recognized by our single chain FV. And this methicillin antigen expression is not only for the specific tumor cell lines. We screen so many types of organ-specific tumor cell lines, and we don't have any, we can confirm the very, very constant, consistent reactivity and presence of the antigen. So this paper was already published several years ago. So last part is, what is the effector molecule? This cartoon is quite similar as shown previously. So boron-10 drugs exposed by neutron, thermal neutron decayed alpha particle and lithium. Once we can successfully deliver the B10 drugs by the DDS system to the only cancer cell can be died by exposure of neutrons. Okay. Okay, previously, I briefly explained the feature of our drug delivery system. You know, these polymer formed micelle types particles. Inside is hydrophobic and outside is hydrophilic. Okay, so we try to choose what kind of the drug delivery, boron cluster encapsulated inside hydrophobic area. We try to test several carboron polymer clusters of boron-10, okay? And this is orthocarboron, metacarboron, p-carboron. And also, this is an orthocarboron derivative with a different size of acyl chains. So if we use a long acyl chains, I expected this is much stable, stably encapsulated inside the core area. And we also try to attach with ICG. This is the structure of fluorescence agent to the outside, okay? So I just want to show one slide. I also prepared several related slides. But conclusion is, you know, maybe, so, okay. I try to explain with this slide. So what we have to done? Okay, we prepared lactosome particles containing this case is empty vesicle, and we showed in Panway the stability of the particle. Okay, without any carboron clusters. Incubated for 4 degrees Celsius, 37 degrees Celsius, and 37 Celsius with fetal calf serums to mimic the physiological condition, okay? And especially 37 degree with the fetal calf serum, the particle size of DDS was dispersed and to shifted the diameter of the particle size getting big. So this means very unstable because this kind of the micelle type particle can have to be the biodegradable. So such kind of particle injected intravenously, most of the particle come into the liver. So we have to degrade after the getting the efficacy of the boron-10 clusters. And finally, this is the dihexyl. So we have 2 chains with 6 number of the carbon of acyl chain. This, we incorporated the D6 carborane into the lactosome vesicle, even 37 degrees Celsius with serum, we haven't seen any changes of the diameter. So this is the data for the 24 hours. So after injection intravenously, 20 hours require stability of the particle. So this is our idea, and we evaluated the dihexyl carborane as compared to another size acyl chain derivative of the carborane or BPA. Okay. So this phenomena we called molecular glue effect. So, polylactic acid in the core area, as I mentioned, we knew that this alpha helix is good interaction between the helix and the helix. If we insert the dihexyl O carbon, this chain is just same diameter distance to grip the core area. So we call molecular glue effect. So then we show several in vitro and in vivo experimental data. Okay, this case is we culture tumor cells in vitro. And we added, this is a very simple experiment. We added AB lactosome particle loaded with O carborane or BPA. This is phenylalanine, which can come into the tumor cells by specific transporter of amino acid. And AB lactosome O carborane can be incorporated by the endocytosis into the cells. Okay, as compared to BPA and the O carborane lactosome at the same dose and the same concentration and the different incubation time. As compared to BPA, AB lactosome O carborane encapsulated particle is significantly incorporated into the tumor cancer cells. Finally, we adjust in the future studies at a concentration of 2 millimolar. So most important thing is, if once the 2 millimolar carborane or boron 10 come into the tumor cells, if we have the cytotoxicity due to the boron 10 cluster or chemicals, we cannot apply for the clinical trials. So this is the cell viability data in vitro. So far, we determine the cell viability effect up to 5 millimolar. So no effect, cytotoxic effect. So this kind of the compound is really safe to the normal cells. Okay, this is the ex vivo experiment. We injected the O carborane lactosome or dihexyl carborane encapsulated lactosome into the intravenously. Then 12 hours, or maybe 24 hours, we killed cells, killed the two mice and dissect the something each organs, and then we do the imaging by ICP imaging, ICP mass. This is a tumor area, and by the accumulation of the B10 BPA and the O-carboron. As you can see, B10 boron is accumulated in the tumor area. So also, we can prove the specificity of the O-carboron AB lactosome. Then same in vitro study, this is the colony formation data. And also, previously we determined the accumulation dose in cells. After then, we actually irradiated thermal neutron by nuclear reactor at a different time point. And finally, we conclude the O-carboron loaded lactosome is very, very significant to induce the cell cytotoxicity in the tumor cells in the in vitro experimental systems. Okay, this is also a similar experiment. So then we move on the in vivo experiment. We prepare the xenograft in the nude mice, okay, in the way. And then we administration of the lactosome containing carboron, and then we irradiate it with a neutron. So always we monitor after the irradiation body weight changes. So body weight changes is most important to confirm the cytotoxicity in vivo studies. Okay, in any groups, we don't have any body change after the administration. But in this slide, we can clearly demonstrate that O-carboron incorporated lactosome is significantly suppress the tumor growth. So from this data, we can also confirm BNCT effect in vivo is very, very significant effect with O-carboron or dihexyl O-carboron with BN lactosome. So this is a conclusion. Today, this bottom part, I didn't try to explain. So this is upper panel is just demonstration data indicated the effect of the BNCT. So in the Kyoto University nuclear reactor, uranium-235 was decayed, and nuclear fission and decayed xenon-133. Xenon-33 and I try to explain this part. Due to the nuclear fission, some energy and neutron irradiation was occurred, and to decayed B10 to lithium nuclei and the alpha particle to induce the cell cytotoxicity. So I'm sorry, this is very confusing, and always my presentation is not good. So all data was finished to demonstrate it. This is the acknowledgement part. I'm deeply grateful to younger colleagues, especially from the University of Indonesia. And this is our Japanese colleagues. Dr. Kobayashi is my research assistant, and Dr. Kobuchi is associate professor, and Dr. Hiromasa Yakushiji, graduate student, already graduated to get a PhD at our university. And Dr. Otsuki is my good partner for BNCT. And Dr. Takanori Sasaki can establish a single chain FFUI, and Hirotaka Uji, Kyoto University, designed DDS polymers. And Dr. Suzuki is the professor of the Kyoto University Nuclear Reactor Center. I don't need to explain. But some people was not involved reality for the BNCP, but always we can discuss. So I'm also, it is very grateful to all of our colleagues, Dani-san here, and Heri-san, Nuriza, who is working at now Tsukuba University. And Basis is current my PhD student at Okayama University. And Andisha, where is Andisha? Maybe in Europe, Netherlands,
Leiden.
already married,
Leiden.
have the baby. And Dui also get a PhD. She's graduated from Udayana University. And Arum, she's also graduated from our laboratory to get a PhD and already back to Jakarta. And since early tomorrow morning, I have to take a flight for Kuching because I also invited 3 lectures in Kuching. And Xiangwen Tang, he also got a PhD at our university, and he's now used to be work at Swinburne University of Technology, Sarawak, but now he is working at the Sarawak Infection Disease Center. And Melissa also designed a drug delivery system, worked with Professor Otsuki. She also got a PhD here. And Shia-san, she is the associate professor and one of my good colleagues, and we discuss timely, and she likes a drink and so much. So whenever he comes to Japan, we enjoy to talk in science and also sake. And Alan Hong, he's a cardiologist of the Sarawak Heart Center. She's a cardiologist, and I also have the meeting next week. So I also invited Chinese colleagues. Dr. Chimping Liu, she also got a PhD in beginning of the 2000, I think. And Dr. Shen also got a PhD at our university. And Nanfu Kan, she used to be working at Regent University, and she got a master's master at my university. So always, I'm very thanks to everybody who can be collaborating with me. Not this, DDS strategy is not by own myself. All younger collaborators can be helpful. Okay, thank you very much. If you have any question, I try to reply.
Please give applause to Professor Matsura. Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Matsura, for the lecture about cancer therapy, targeted cancer therapy. And now the session of question and answer. Please raise your hand. Okay.
Thank you for your very kind presentation. My name is Arum, and I'm a postgraduate student in this university, Universitas of Indonesia. My question is, what kind of boron you encapsulated with the polymer? Is it activated boron? I mean, boron with that has been exposed with neutron, or is it only boron 10? So if I a bit confused, if is it only boron 10 without neutron? I mean, the boron has not been exposed with neutron yet. So do the patient should go to a nuclear facility to be exposed with thermal neutron? Thank you.
Okay. Boron, we call the boron 10. This is simply the atom with molecular size of 10. Okay. Only boron 10 is very, very difficult to handle. And also, it is very difficult boron 10. Yeah. Our concept of the drug delivery system, we have the hydrophobic core and also hydrophilic surface. We are considering how we can highly amount encapsulated into the core area. So I conclude, boron cluster has the hydrophobicity. Do you understand?
If it is an unactivated boron, I mean a boron without that has not been exposed with neutron yet, so it's not activated. The boron is not activated. So should the patient go to the nuclear facility because the neutron thermal was produced by nuclear reactor?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my question. I mean, should the patient go to the nuclear facility to be exposed with thermal neutron?
Yeah. Okay. DMCT effect was obtained. The localization of any kind of boron cluster into the tumors to deliver the boron compound. We have to encapsulate the boron cluster by kind of the ductosome, drug delivery system. Otherwise, boron derivative with the acyl chain is really hydrophobic. So we have to, of course, localization of boron compound in tumor is essential, number one. And number two, as you know, the neutron irradiation is required. But first part, how we can deliver the boron drug, boron compound, because we have the problem, these types of the boron cluster must be hydrophobic and only dissolved in chloro. Okay, okay, we have the medicine, boron cluster, hydrophobic boron cluster, but only dissolved in chloroform. How we can administrate it into the human? Must be hydrophobic. And also enriched amount of boron must be delivered. So this is the purpose we choose the drug delivery system. And if we use this kind of drug delivery system, as I mentioned, the core area is very hydrophobic. So the kind of the dihexyl boron cluster or lactosome can be highly accumulated in the drug delivery system. But to form the drug delivery system, outside surface is hydrophilic. So it is very easy to circulate it into the human bodies. And also itself doesn't have any cytotoxic effect. So if you have the boron 10, simply boron 10 or hydrophobic boron cluster, we cannot administrate in safety into the human. And then we have, of course, have to expose the thermal neutron by the reactor, and resulted in getting the BMCT effect.
Okay, so yeah, I understand about the encapsulation and so on. Maybe because the project is still in drug delivery device. Not, okay, thank you for your explanation about that. And my second question is about the DLS data, dynamic light scattering.
DLS data?
Yeah, DLS, dynamic light scattering.
yeah.
Yeah, you show in page, in slide about 35 something in your slide.
35
if-
is just drug delivery system, empty drug delivery system.
Yes,
And
and
if
the
carborun,
carborun.
between the 6 to 100.
Yes. My question is, how much is the diameter of the core, the hydrophobic part of the micelles? Because when I see the data, it looks like the carborun itself is big. So, I mean, is it really true that the micelles, the polymer could encapsulate that big carborun? That's my question. Thank you.
You know, size of the carborun is very small as compared to the core area of drug delivery system. And we also designed to synthesize exactly how many lactic acid and salicylic acid conjugation. So we can calculate it exactly diameter, size of the lactic acid site in core. But you know, I also represented the slide. So core area formed the alpha helix. So theoretically, we can calculate the depth of the diameter in the core area, but we don't know exactly. But we compare the fitting of the different types of the O-carburon acyl derivatives, C1, C3, C6, C12. And only we can get the molecular glue effect with C6. Okay, C6 two chain conjugated with the O carbon. So I think C6 is just grip the two, at least the two alpha helix chain. But also alpha helix, we can theoretically calculate the diameter and the length, depth. But by experimental studies, we cannot detect the exact size. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Still curious about this. I'm not, sorry, could you please go to the slide number 34 or something?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Number 30.
34 or 33, the DLS data, the dynamic light scattering. Before this,
Okay.
yes, this one. When we see this, the data, the figure B, the loaded, oh, it's a loaded with a carburon. Okay, sorry. So I think it's a only O carburon. The B, the B figure is a vehicle with O carburon.
Okay. This is the PSD 61.
So
This
that's
is a,
the empty vehicle.
this is just a vehicle
Okay,
without any carbon.
okay.
And then these are all AB lactosome. We call the AB lactosome non nanoparticle vehicle without O carbon.
Okay.
And this case with O carbon and with dihexyl O carbon.
So the B figure, is it O carburon or is it a vehicle with O carburon?
No, you know, if encapsulated with O carbon also appears to be quite the same as compared to this vehicle diameter. But after incubation at the 37 degree, for example, with FCS, without with FCS, you know, we can found the agreement of the main diameter peaks. So this is not 30, 61. And then after the incubation, so this particle, micelle type is releasing maybe swelling to be large size. So this peak was reduced and this peak more than 150 diameter nanometer peak has been increased. But in case of dihexyl O carbon, we haven't seen any changes of the diameter. So next slide. Oh, no, this is the previous. So, you know, this is just one carbon and 6 carbon and 12 carbon. Okay. And only C6 carbon chain with O carbon. If we encapsulate such kind of the hydrophobic boron cluster, we haven't seen any changes even after 37 degrees. So this is my concept. We have no clue to demonstrate it. We can calculate the diameter of the alpha helix, but based on this data, maybe this C6 chain, acyl chain, is interact with the alpha helix to keep the stability. So this is the reason why we couldn't see any size in changing in size, even after 37-degree incubation.
Okay, thank you. It's clear now, because I think the B is the carboron itself. So I think it's aggregated in the in the solution system. So I think it's kind of difficult to encapsulate something that was aggregated. I think so it's my mistake, misunderstanding, but it's now clear. Thank you so much.
And also another possibility, I talk about the size of the length of the hydrophobic chain. Also, this type of chemical reaction was demonstrated in some literature. So we expose all carboron, maybe decay and degraded to converted to middle carboron. This is very really hydrophilic. So this kind of reaction may occur. These types of chemical results maybe releasing out from the particle. This is another possibility.
It's expressed a secret.
So we have to keep the all carboron inside a core area, hydrophobic core area, not exposed to the water phase.
Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
maybe just a bit suggestion, because I work on myself before doing research in this university, and I use small angle neutron scattering, if you ever heard about that. And small angle neutron scattering technique is a really powerful tools to reveal the structure of the micelle. So you can reveal the size of the core and the shell of those core cell structure of the micelles with contrast match and so on. And I'm not sure in Riken, I think in G Park, there's also they have small angle neutron scattering. So maybe your team can do some research with SANS, small angle neutron scattering. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So anyway, when I design this kind of polymer, we also pay attention to the size of lactic acid, polylactic acid, and polysulfonic acid. And this is basically collaborated with Shimazu Corporation and the Kyoto University. They prepare so many types of the polymer. Many types mean different size and different proportion of the hydrophobic and hydrophilic. So I haven't screened every polymer, but in their experience, you know, carboron, if we consider about the carboron size, maybe this types of particle is very suitable one. So I didn't skip. Okay, this slide indicated we have 109 sarcosinic acid polymer, and compared to 32 polylactic acid in the core. So so far their experience, this kind of size and the proportion is the best for encapsulated hydrophobic molecular like O-carbon. So we are really happy to collaborate with any groups, and this particle just already open to providing. So if you are interested, we can also.
Okay, any other question from the other participants? Or maybe online participants, you have a question? The Zoom participant, do you have any question for Prof. Matsura Sensei.
Yeah, Pak Indra, thank you for the time. Thank you, Prof. Eiji Matsura, for your excellent presentation about your recent research. So for myself, yeah, I'm not so know about the drug delivery system as well, because that's not my research interest anyway. But I know here that some participants in online platform in Zoom, uh, they are coming from National Research and Innovation Agency, or we call BRIN. So, and I believe some of participants here has similar research interests with you, and maybe they can ask some question, or maybe suggestion, or maybe some proposal to you to do some collaboration to develop this research. That's the first part from me, and the second part's about I'd like to continue the question that delivered by Mrs. Arum. Yeah, nice to meet you, Mrs. Arum. So about your future plan, Prof. Eiji Matsura, regarding this research result. This is quite promising, yeah, because based on in vitro and in vivo study, you've find a good and promising result to be implemented to the human being or patients. And what is your future planning after this part of your studies? Would you like to continue, or in the near future, to do the clinical trial? Yeah, because as Mrs. Arum asked before, to be active, so it should be exposed by the neutron. So what's the design of the treatment after you develop this DDS? Thank you very much.
Okay, so the first question maybe for
I couldn't catch the first question.
uh so do you ask for to Miss Arum?
Yeah, maybe the first, just like to invite our colleagues here. I see some colleagues, yeah, from National Research and Innovation Agency, or BRIN. So that I believe has similar research interest with Prof. Eiji Matsura. Maybe can deliver question or suggestion to Prof. Eiji Matsura. But the second is a question from me anyway. The first only invitation to our colleagues from BRIN. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much for yeah, sincere remarks. Where are you from?
Prof. Eiji, I am here.
I'm here where?
Yeah, I'm not in Indonesia. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for coming, Prof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Salam kenal, Bu Rani. My name is Arum, and I'm also from BRIN, actually. So I took DBR, degree by research.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Miss
Yeah,
Arum.
nice to meet you too. And
Yeah.
and I work actually in before I formed Badan Tenaga Nuklir Nasional, before it fused with several research institute, become BRIN in 2021. And before that, I work in neutron scattering laboratory, and I work with small angle neutron scattering, and I work with many materials, because actually I'm an instrument scientist from this instrument. And I work with micelles, polymer micelles or surfactant micelles, and also work with protein and membranes, and mostly colloidal science with a small angle neutron scattering. But now after it fuse become green, I have to switch my research interest because of the a policy. It's a long story. So I switched my research interest, become a material science, and now I work with Prof. Arya Noir in here to develop hemodialysis membrane. But if if there is any chance between me, you, Mr. Ani, and Prof. Eiji to work together with small angle neutron scattering, like reveal the structure of the micelles with small angle neutron scattering, I will be very welcome and very pleased to join the research, because we know that when we are in a COVID-19 pandemic, the vaccine, one of the vaccine, Pfizer from Europe, they also encapsulate the mRNA with encapsulation micelles, and they also work with small angle neutron scattering to understand the properties of the micelle, stability, and so on. So I think it's very interesting topics, and small angle neutron scattering actually is only a technique, but it's very powerful and useful and maybe helpful to understand the colloidal science in situ experiment. So you can do the temperature change, and you can measure, you can observe those properties of the micelles in temperature change, or maybe in pH, different pH, so you can know the stability of those micelles. Thank you. Maybe that's for me.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you,
Matsura.
Mrs. Arum. Thank you. So I'd like also introduce one of the PhD student that's supervised by Prof. Eiji Matsura. He's also presented here in the Zoom, Basit. Yeah. So I think that you can talk more, discuss more about your proposal with Basit and Prof. Eiji Matsura. So maybe next you can do the collaboration research with Prof. Eiji Matsura and Basit, because Prof. Eiji Matsura has sophisticated facilities in Okayama University and also in some other facilities like in Kyoto University. So maybe you can try to do research collaboration with them. So, and I believe that Prof. Arya Noor, also our best colleague, Prof. Eiji Matsura, Prof. Arya Noor know Prof. Eiji very well, so maybe you can discuss with Prof. Ari as your supervisor, Ms. Arum, whether you can do some research collaboration with Prof. Eiji Matsura. Maybe that's. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. How about the buses? Do you have any comment?
Oh, thank you very much. See me. It's okay if have some collaboration next, and maybe there is one question previously about how if it's going to do BNCT, it is we have to irradiate first and then irradiate first or irradiate after the body to the body and go to some facilities. So maybe we have to go to facilities that provide neutron reactors. For now, we are working in Kyoto University research reactor in Kumatori, but also some hospital provide facilities for BNCT for clinical purpose. Okay, maybe that is my additional comment.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Basit. Any other comments or question from the other participants in the Zoom or in this room? Okay.
Thank you, Sensei. Matsura Sensei. So I have a question about the side effect of the borons. If you said that maybe zero for side effect if you use the boron atom, but in pharmacology, because I'm from a pharmacology laboratory, so I still confused how to specifically measure that the boron atom is specifically target only in cancer cell, specifically. So because previously you said that the boron atom have the specifically only targeted cell for cancer. And the second question, I still curious about the how to uh, how to uh, how to make the expression of the boron atom, because in pharmacokinetic when we use something for oral or injection, so we have to, or our bodies, or we have to excrete this molecule. So I still curious about how to express the boron atom.
Okay.
Thank you, Sensei.
First question. First question. Okay. You know, this is BSH is one of the molecule chemicals containing boron, but this is the BSH containing boron cluster. This is I didn't mention, but we don't have any specificity to target the cell or organs, because we don't have any specificity to the organ or cancer cells. And if we form the drug delivery system with a diameter of 60 nanometer or so on, due to the EPR effect, even without a target molecule, we can inject the drug delivery system come into the tumor area, as I demonstrated. But most of the particle can come into the liver, and then excursion into the intestine. Not
Always intestine.
yeah.
Oh.
Not yeah. I also so I can show the data. So you can see this is an ex vivo experiment. After injection, the drug delivery system and sacrifice the mice and excise the individual organs. And this case is DS particle labeled with fluorescence. So we can do the fluorescence imaging with the organ. This. So this compound, most important things is encapsulated into the drug delivery system. And due to the EPR effect, delivery, DDS system can deliver into the tumor area. But not only tumor area, also liver, accumulated into the liver and intestine here. So this kind of particle do the excursion through the liver intestine system, but not kidney and the bladder. Okay, so another things. I also clearly demonstrate, I didn't clearly demonstrate it. This BPA is now commonly used for clinical BNCT. This is boron also compound. But this case is, this part, backbone is phenylalanine, amino acid. Amino acid has only one boron atoms. So this case is in the molecule, we have 12 boron 10, but this case is only one. But if we inject the BPA into the mice, these types of boron compound accumulated in the tumor area because tumor cells overexpress the amino acid transporter receptor. So due to the specificity of the phenylalanine site, even we injected intravenously in the circulation, this compound come into the tumor area. So this compound have the specificity to the cancer through the receptor. But problem is only one boron. So our concept of the DDS cluster not have done yet, but in future we try to labeled with single chain FV for methicillin. This part of study has not done yet. So in near future, Basis will do continuously do the experiment. But even without target molecule methicillin antibodies, due to the size of the drug delivery system, you explained 60 nanometer to 100 nanometer. This is the good size for EPR effect. So accumulated in the two.
Oh, thank you very much from Miss Uni and Prof. Matsura. And now maybe 10 minutes to 5. Yes. And then maybe last question. Do you have any question, the participant in Zoom or in this room? Okay. Oh, the last question.
Perhaps I will give the last question about the boron neutron capture therapy. So at the end, we need to submit this boron neutron capture therapy to the FDA or something like that, right? So do you have any plan about how to submit it to the FDA about the data and the other? Could you explain a story?
Okay, I didn't mention about our collaboration systems. We are now collaborating with the company, which is a company for manufacturing of neutron sources instead of the Kyoto University nuclear reactor. Okay, so now Japanese FDA required one set of the medicine and instrument for generating the neutron. Because if we, our boron drugs concentrated into the tumor area 100-fold higher amount than this BPA, maybe a neutron source by the accelerator, not nuclear reactor, need only 100 this. Maybe weak energy is just enough. So we are now collaborating with the company, and they supported for last 5 years, and now we can make agreement of a new collaboration. So maybe my answer is not fit for to, your question, but we are always prepared and combined the future of the neutron sources and the drugs accumulation efficacy.
Okay, thank you, Sensei, for the explanation. I hope it can be released to the market.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Iqbal, for your question, and Prof. Matsura for your answer. And now we have to close the case lecture session because the time is up. Maybe before closing, you have a closing statement, Sensei? Closing statement. Yeah, closing remarks. Yeah.
Not by myself. This is a good talk. I'm sorry. Honestly, always it is not clear. My presentation is not clear to the audience, especially neutron is not familiar to, if neutron study is not familiar to you, maybe very, very difficult. So additionally, I guarantee we can keep talking and discussing for future direction and also business plan of the BNCT. So everybody, thank you very much to join me in the presentation. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. We give applause to Matsura Sensei. And now, maybe before we close this session, we have a souvenir for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And then please everybody come to the front to take a photo session. Yeah, and the Zoom participant can open your camera to photo. Oh. Kayak gimana? Biar kelihatan banyak. Okay. Okay, yes. Nggak tahu. Nggak tahu. Ya, ya sudah yang buka kamera aja ya. Hehehe. Nah kayak gini aja lah, yang nggak buka kamera biar ini. Oke, please everybody come. Very much. And now the time is up. I close this session. Good afternoon, good evening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah, see you next time. Bye.
Okay, bye, Prof. Eiji.
Thank you.
Thank you.